Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. And thank you, Helen, again for inviting me to speak at the DIT booth. My name is Sura Hussein from London and Partners, which is London's international trade, investment and promotion agency. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, I will talk to you about our support programs for companies and the AI in healthcare landscape and share some examples of use cases for AI in cancer as well. So we work in partnership with DIT, who's promoting the whole of the UK, and at London and Partners, we focus on London with 4 programs for businesses. So the first one is for businesses from abroad who are considering London. Our role is to connect companies to the right people in our network, signpost to events and organizations in the life sciences and innovation space, and help them setting up a presence in London. For businesses who are already in London, we have a 3-month program for startups and a 12-month program for scale-ups who are all looking to internationalize. And we also engage with larger corporates. All our services are free of charge as we are a public-private non-for-profit organization. So what makes London a place which is really unique to build, grow, and scale a business? So we see in London a huge opportunity for companies to grow and collaborate in AI and healthcare because it merges the strength of the life sciences sector with the AI sector. Universities, research institutions, charities, regulators, government support, pharma industry, and innovative businesses who are all working together to find solutions for our biggest population challenges like cancer. London brings together the talent of AI and life sciences working in multidisciplinary teams. London is home to over 750 AI companies, which is double of Paris and Berlin combined. And the UK is only second to the US in the number of AI experts with PhDs. Between London and Oxford and Cambridge, there are over 56,000 annual graduates in life sciences, which is the largest talent pool in Europe. So also the large scale of investment in AI and life sciences in London is a part of the reason why companies grow here. A recent example is Chiron Medical, who's using AI as a support tool for radiologists to detect breast cancer earlier. And they raised $22 million in September last year. And just yesterday, actually, it was announced that they were one of the winners of the NHSX AI in Healthcare Award. So this is also part of the £250 million government investment into setting up this NHS AI lab to bring together the industry's best academics, specialists, and tech companies to work on some of the biggest challenges in health and care, including early cancer detection, new dementia treatments, and more personalized care. Helen, can you confirm if I've got sound? I just had a comment here that there's no sound. If you can type in the chat. Great. Thanks, Ruxanda. So also with regards to government funding, there's also a further £50 million of funding which was made available to improving cancer care and diagnosis and treatments to scale up the work of existing digital pathology and imaging artificial intelligence centers of excellence, which were launched a couple of years ago. London hosts 2 of the 7 health data research hubs that are established in the UK. So these hubs are formal collaborations between the NHS, academic organizations, patient groups, charities, and industry. And they're expected to provide and curate data and offer services to research and innovation. Each hub will be based in one of the areas of expertise. So one of the hubs is based at UCL and will focus on cancer, and it brings together clinical data from cancer patients across the UK. And the second hub is based at Imperial College London, and this is to provide access to de-identified linked patient information at a scale in near real time. London's diversity also means that the data sets are very diverse, which is a really robust testing tool, testing bed, for medical products. And there's a lot of work being done to test AI tool in diagnostics. Of course, COVID-19 has accelerated the adoption of technology, especially in remote monitoring of patients, so that they don't have to come to hospitals. And one example for this is also the research from Google Health and Imperial College, who tested a computer model of nearly 29,000 women who showed it to be as effective as human radiologists. So the AI model was as good as the current double reading, which is the standard in the NHS, that 2 doctors have to do a reading for a diagnosis. And the AI tool was better in spotting the cancer than a single doctor they found. So one of the lead research and AI experts from the Imperial College team in this trial described it as really the low-hanging fruit for AI at the moment, and particularly in supporting radiological diagnosis. So talking about Imperial College, sorry. So yeah, I'll just show you a quick picture. So, talking about Imperial College, they've established a new postgrad campus in White City, which is in West London, and it helped form a whole new ecosystem of life sciences, tech, and creative companies in the area. Novartis Pharmaceutical has moved there in November last year, and companies who work in cancer research like Autolus, a UCL spin-out, and Gamma Delta, which was founded by researchers from King's College and the Francis Crick Institute in the Knowledge Quarter, and innovators who work in the incubator and co-working space within the iHub of Imperial College. Another example of research and industry coming together is the Institute for Cancer Research. So researchers there have developed a large-scale AI database to aid drug discovery research called Cancer. So they are using the cancer database and AI to discover new cancer treatments, and it's the biggest database of its kind anywhere in the world. It has been designed to cope with a huge expansion of data brought about by advances in DNA sequencing and other technologies, and it includes data from patients, clinical trials in genetics, biomedical and pharmacological research. It's freely available to help researchers worldwide and has been used by over 200,000 people from 200 countries around the world. And the database has already been driving advances in drug discovery. For example, it was identified 46 potential druggable cancer proteins were identified, which were previously overlooked. And with the help of funding from Cancer Research UK, a charity, and the Wellcome Trust, the scientists at the ICR have also adapted this cancer database for research around the COVID-19 vaccine. So the new knowledge base is called coronavirus cancer, and scientists have created a dynamic database driven by AI, which is collecting the world's research on coronavirus in a single online space and is also freely available. So this will hopefully help to accelerate the search for a new vaccine and bring together the international efforts to overcome the disease. So the ICR has 2 locations, which I'd like to share with you. One of them is in Chelsea in central London, and one is in the outskirts in Sutton. And Sutton is Cancer Hub is a cancer-focused life sciences district. So from early next year, this development will be able to provide a home and collaboration space for startups, spin-outs, as well as satellite bases for larger biotech, medtech, pharmaceutical, and digital and data companies. So there will be office spaces of all sizes and also lab spaces from early next year. So these are just a few highlights I wanted to share with you during this talks why London is special, and ourselves at London and Partners and our colleagues at DIT are here to help you to access any of these opportunities. So let us know if you want any further information or contact details for any of the organizations mentioned. So in summary, the AI opportunity is demonstrated again by last week's news of JSK opening a £10 million research base in the Knowledge Quarter, King's Cross, working on new cancer treatments. And finally, I wanted to leave you here with this quote by JSK, which testaments the access to talent in the Knowledge Quarter with its research institutions like the Alan Turing, the National Institute for Data Science and AI, and the Francis Crick Institute for Biomedical Research, as well as corporates like Google, DeepMind, and Benevolent AI, who are all part of forming this vibrant ecosystem. So for those of you who are live here in the chat, please feel free to share any comments or any questions you might have. I'll also pop in my contact details here if you want to get in touch with me or find me on LinkedIn. Please do. And thank you, Helen, again for having me on the stand. So I'll just maybe wait a couple of minutes to see if anyone has any comments or questions.